It's now just a few days before Christmas and it's time to pull the last of this season's carrots. These seeds were sown in late July. This is the final part of the trial in which we used some leftover seed tape cut into strips and set in rows in these pots. At this point, these carrots have been growing for 148 days. Not that they needed all that time to mature. This variety, which is called Scarlet Nantes, only takes about 70 or 80 days to mature. It's likely that planting them so late in the summer and having an unusually cool and rainy August slowed them down a bit, but in any case the whole idea was to try growing a late crop of carrots that could be harvested on through the autumn months. We weren't sure if this experiment would actually work, whether the carrots would survive standing in this small pot for 5 months. We've had to give them a bit of protection from the cold, tucking them into the garage when there's been a danger of frost. Since we pulled the first 2 pots of carrots back in November, we've had several weeks rain, wind, frost and snow. So we'll lift the rest of these all at once now and see how they've got on. We've actually been pulling a carrot or 2 from around the edges of this pot for dinner since about October. Maybe a dozen so in all, and pretty tasty they were too. This soil is pretty dry and they're looking nice and clean. They all seem to be sound and none the worse for spending most of the last month in the garage. We'll give them a bit of a wash and have a closer look. There's 15 or so here, and with the ones we've pulled earlier from this pot, I'd say we've had about 30 carrots from the 50 or so seeds planted. Not too bad for our first attempt. Well, before we began this experiment of growing carrots in pots, we'd only ever sown our carrots late in the spring directly into the soil or else in a raised bed. Growing in pots has been a bit of a novelty, but I do think it's been worth it. They do seem to be better quality than the ones we've harvested from the raised beds this past summer. As you can see, there's no forking or insect damage. I'd say this experiment has been successful. If you're someone with limited space for gardening, perhaps living in a condo or apartment, it's certainly worth trying if you've got a sunny space on your patio or balcony. Based on the results we've seen, we'll definitely be switching from planting carrots in the raised beds next spring to planting entirely in pots. I'm hoping to try out some new varieties, and maybe we'll do a trial with pelleted seed versus standard seed and see if there's any difference in germination and harvest. That's it from Blue Pony Farm for 2017. If you did enjoy this video, please feel free to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, keep growing, and see you next time.